Hello everybody, welcome to Money Law. My name's Yasha Saba. In this episode, we're gonna talk about the time of your life when you're in your 80s on to 100. What happens? Whoa! I know a lot of people like to say, Yasha, I don't plan on living till I'm 80s. Well, that's when I say to them, okay, tell me the day you plan on dying, because on the path we're all on, we're gonna live to 80 to 100. Stay tuned. But before we begin, I need you to understand, I'm a licensed attorney here in California. What does that mean? Any advice I'm giving you on this video is purely educational purposes only. If you plan on making any serious financial or legal moves for yourself, I highly recommend you run those by your local attorney or your financial advisor, because they're the ones who are going to be able to really tell you on your specific life level whether it's going to make sense or not. All right. But if you have any questions, leave those in the comments for me and I'll be happy to help out as well. All right. You've hit the ultimate milestone. You're 80 years old. Maybe now it's too late to run for president of the United States. Maybe now it's too late to shift your career. By this point, you don't care about any of that. You either have a lot of assets that you are going to leave behind for your loved ones, or you don't have much at all. Either way, this isn't a time to worry about finances because it's honestly too late. By the time you reach your 80s, you're relying on the government support as well as your own money. There's nothing left for you to do in terms of save because there's no other income unless you made some smart investment moves earlier in your life. That's why if you're younger than 80, just going beyond the sake of this video, remember, save 30%, invest 30%, and then spend the rest. But in the meantime, right once you hit this decade, here's what you can expect. Your health has been deteriorating for 2 decades now. You have been over the hill for 3 decades now. So what does that mean? You've mastered your body. You've mastered your pains. You've mastered your prescriptions. You know what everything is. You know when's the right time to go to a doctor. You know when's the right time to stand up because you're like, whoa, I'm going to bed too soon. I need to stand up and get the blood flowing, right? By this time, you're taking cruises. You're probably not going on as many vacations as you used to because it's just too much effort, too much pain, too much work. By this time, if you've been very healthy throughout your life, you're still thriving, but you might be in some kind of assisted living situation. This is a very financially expensive situation to be in. You're either in a convalescent home, you're in a nursing home, you're in an assisted living center where you have your own condo and apartment, but there's a button on the wall that can call the ambulance when you need it, or you're living with your family members and they're taking care of you. Either way, you're in a situation where somebody is giving you some kind of physical and emotional support. And what does that mean? Is it the people you want it to be, or is it not? If you don't have an estate plan at this stage in your life, you're really going to put your family through the ringer. You're going to put them through an expensive process called probate, which means when you die, all of your assets go there and all of your family members have to go to court and duke it out with the judge and your creditors to figure out how to handle everything. If you hate your children, that's not a bad thing. But if you love your children, that's a very bad thing. Don't do that to them. Create a will, create a trust, create an estate plan. On top of that, you should also create a long-term care plan if you have it. If you've been seeing my other videos, I told you in your 70s, that was the time. Actually, I think I told you in your 60s, that was the time to create a long-term care plan. By this moment, if you're in your 80s and you don't have any plan, you don't have any communication to your loved ones, how you want to be taken care of, who you want taking care of you, how all of your medical and long-term care costs should be handled, who's paying that? This is where you're going to have limited options. You still have options, thank God, but they're going to be very limited. So take that into consideration. This is also the year where you have the most wisdom and you might want to consider charitable giving. Maybe you've given to charitable causes before in the past. Maybe you don't have money to give now, but this is a time when you can truly volunteer and give your time and self to your charitable causes. Make up for all the wrongdoings you've had in life, or make sure that the organizations you've been supporting throughout your life are definitely going to have the wisdom, the help, and leadership they need with you involved. The point being is you might not be charitably inclined, but when you actually give your time and self to charity, you are staying active, you are staying social, you're staying mentally aware. If you don't care about charity, do more to support your family. Do more to support your friends. Don't sit on the couch and do nothing. That's the fastest path to death. You need to stand up, get out, and do things. You might be 90 years old or 100 though, and moving around doesn't make sense. That's fine. Keep your mind sharp. This is the time to get back into reading books, get back into playing games, get back into following politics. I can't tell you how many senior citizens I know that are 90 to 94 and they are sharp as a razor. They can still cook, they're still independent. Yeah, they live in a home that has the emergency button on the wall just in case something happens. That's for our family's peace of mind, their family's peace of mind. But at the same time, they're still 100% independent adults. Then I've seen people that are in their 80s and 85s. They're on a rocker, they're on a chair, they're in a wheelchair because they didn't take care of their health. They didn't stay active in life. They didn't keep their mind active. They didn't read books. They didn't do something to continue learning. These are the people that their age is really deteriorating. And when you hit your 80s, every year is like a lifetime. Every year, something will happen to you health-wise that you're gonna have to deal with. Every year, you will have a challenge, month over month, day over day. Not a grueling challenge, but yeah, you will have challenges with your physical body that you have to fight, as well as your mental health too. So when you hit your 80s, you wanna have some kind of plan on how to stay active, how to stay socially involved, and how to keep your mind sharp. This is what's going to help you live a fruitful, healthy life where you can see your grandkids, you can see your great-grandkids, you can see the world and how it evolves over time. So that's it for your 80s to 100. That's really it for life through the decades. I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos that we've created to kind of show you the different stages that you're at in life when it comes to dealing with your health, dealing with your finance, and dealing with your family and loved ones over time as you get older and as you age. I think what you'll learn from all of this is the bottom line is life does not get cheaper as you get older. It actually gets more expensive and nobody's telling you that. So really, the ultimate rule of thumb you can get from all of this, no matter what age you are, is save 30%, invest 30%, spend the rest. That is the easiest formula to follow. It's not an easy formula to execute, but it will help make sure you have protection for yourself and your loved ones in life. Again, if you have any questions about anything I talked about, if you want me to do a deep dive on any of these topics, please leave me a comment in the comment box below. Subscribe to our channel where you'll learn more about my passion, teaching people about money and the law. And go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn. You'll find more of my videos there as well. And you can follow me on a professional level where we can stay connected. And I'm happy to help with any of your legal, finance, insurance, and tax needs. All right, I'm Yasha Saba. This is Money Law. Remember, is it your money or theirs? My passion, teaching people about money and the law, and go ahead and
Almost there.
I know.